Up next, a former Korean ambassador to a number of African nations believes partnership between Korea and the continent needs to be centered on empowering ordinary people. Our senior correspondent Oh Soo-young covers his thoughts.
Empowering people and their livelihoods must be at the core of South Korea's partnership with African countries as they look to pursue shared growth, sustainability and solidarity. That's according to diplomat-turned-academic Park Jong-dae, a leading expert on Korean soft power diplomacy. While Seoul's multilateral engagement with 48 African countries this week comes late compared to other advanced economies, Park says South Korea has unique merits to offer.
It is natural, I think, that now we step up and meet the challenge to assume greater capabilities, and that is in line with the government vision, President Yoon Suk-yeol's vision of a global pivotal state, that we want to be also a leader in international fields, in also universal values, okay, and security and promotion of prosperity, and we can share our experiences, which is vital, especially for developing countries.
With food shortages, severe weather events, internal conflicts and corruption hindering socio-economic growth in African countries, the former ambassador to Uganda and South Africa raised the need for a people-centered approach rather than temporary military or political solutions.
So I think human capital development should be our centerpiece of collaboration because it really determines everything. And Africa does not have challenges in development because it lacks resources or means, or even lack of institutions. They have. But what is the problem is lack of implementation and follow-up, and that requires human capacity, which is not only level of education, but the attitude, mindset for development.
Park has told African communities they need not wait for assistance, as he initiated various projects in Uganda inspired by the Semao or New Village movement. The community-driven effort in the 70s helped drive South Korea's per capita income from $65 in 1965 to roughly $5,000 by the late 80s.
Why it's important is because it stresses ownership. Ownership. For example, the motto of Semao-운동 is diligence, self-help, and cooperation. It's not about getting funding, getting assistance, or being dependent. It's about self-empowerment, which I think is crucial for the success of all the development projects. And it's the fastest way that Africa can get out of poverty and to achieve development.
He hopes the two-day summit will serve as a springboard for more targeted cooperation between African states and South Korea, as well as non-governmental actors and businesses in areas like agribusiness, digital technology, energy and infrastructure.
So your acquaintance with Africa, it stretches beyond your long distinguished career as a diplomat. It goes back to your childhood years as a boy living in Uganda. So on a personal note, how do you hope to see more cultural or people-to-people exchanges between the countries?
Yes, having lived in Africa when I was a youngster and having returned as a diplomat, there are certain myths that has to be dispelled. For example, many people think that the living conditions in Africa is very harsh with the detrimental environment. That is not the case. While Africa has huge desert, Saharan desert and Sahel region, but it also has very fertile land. But largely, it has the endowment. It's very much blessed. And also it has rich minerals, precious minerals. So there are huge potential. But what attracted me most is people are very open and pragmatic and flexible. Since this is the first time ever that Korea has invited the vast majority of African heads of state, and it's a very useful occasion to use it as important momentum to jumpstart our collaborative relations and also to spur exchanges, cultural exchanges, people-to-people exchanges, but also academic exchanges. And our goal is to make it successful so that we'll be able to continue this summit on a regular basis.
Well, on that note, we really do hope for the success of this first ever Korea-Africa Summit. And thank you so much for your time today, Ambassador.
Okay, it was a great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.